Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst live with me, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80, brought to you by General Joe's Reborn.com. How is everyone doing? Everyone. There's probably like 3 people watching at this particular time. We've already got people commenting, which is great. Diecast Nick, hello. Absorb Vids, hello. Also stoked. I'm intrigued to know. Well, we'll be talking, I guess, what we're talking about, and that is the news of the day, isn't it? Yes, I was actually going to go live. Hello, Vega. Hello, Vega Al. Hello, David Rohrenbach. Hello, Matt. Hello, Tristan. I was actually going to go live a lot sooner, but the day disintegrated into an absolute mess. So instead, you're getting me now. So there you go. I'm glad you've been, patient. James, hello. Hello, Fearcore. Hello, Neil. Hello, A Punk with Toys. Right, let's, I suppose, get into the news then, I guess. And that is the Yojoejune Instagram live stream from the Yojoejune brand team of Emily and Lenny, or Len Emily, or whatever, however you want to combine their names. And week 4, I should say. So let's get straight into it, shall we? I guess. Right. Hello. Yes. Then here we are. Instagram live stream week 4. Couple of interesting bits to talk about. It wasn't all about pre-orders and reveals necessarily. There was some other good info in there as well, including, of course, Lenny's birthday. I'm not even sure if I've got an image for that. I should have done. I feel bad if I haven't. But yeah, it was Lenny's birthday today. So happy birthday, Lenny. In actual fact, I have got an image. What am I talking about? That's exactly what I lined up first. That's why I said it. I'm a bit tired today, guys, as you can probably imagine. Well, as you can not imagine, as you can tell from my demeanor. Who else have we got in the show? We got loads of people chatting already. Sergeant Slaughterhouse, David Allen, Ritz Murphy, Checkpoint Alpha, Durant, Sean Forrester, The Beauty of Gaming. My goodness, there's so much of you, so much of you on here. Yeah, Matt O'Brien, Paul Morales, Jeremy Kimberlin. Hello, amazing, great to have you guys all on. Yeah, and let's face it, there is not only is it Lenny's birthday, happy birthday, Lenny Panziki, you absolute legend, but also the cake that Emily brought him has got a hiss tank on it. And there's a lot of like hinting as to, why is there a hiss tank on it? Oh, what could it be? I don't know. It's like the worst kept secret in history now, isn't it? And that is that it's very likely we're getting Hiss Tank HasLab next week as well. So the last stream of is it still within the month next week? I feel like we've had about 15 live streams, and there's not even that amount of 29th. It'll be literally one day before the end of the month. That's impressive. That is impressive. Yeah, we've had it'll be 5 streams over the month. Amazing. So yes, next Wednesday will be the final kind of hurrah for Yojoejune, and I think we can all guess what we're going to be seeing. Yeah, and it'll be on YouTube, so that's brilliant. Yeah, so Hiss Tank, happy birthday, Lenny. Sweet 16. He's only 16 years old. Can you believe that? Amazing. I've lied. That was a lie. Right, so first up then, character this is the breakfast? No, this is the lunchtime, HASBRO lunchtime in the canteen discussion on what characters are going to be in the classified series. There's some other good ones that people have come up with for names for this particular segment of character reveals. I'm going with make up as you go along characters, but a couple of interesting things to point out here. Now, hello Marauder Ruben, how you doing, buddy? Did anybody hear when Scrap Iron's name was dropped, Lenny prefaced this with a figure and pet. Now, if you recall, a week or so ago, a target listing, thanks to 80s Toy Boy on Twitter, for always hooking me up with these like amazing, like, I've gone into the target's internal system like I'm in the Matrix, and I've pulled out another 60 listings for you. He's an absolute baby genius when it comes to this kind of stuff. And anyway, he brought up the point. There was this like Dumas. Do you remember Dumas, Figure and Pet? I think that's what we're looking at here with Scrap Iron, because he even talked about Scrap Iron being a little bit further along in the line in terms of, and he couldn't really say much else. Also, the fact that the pet is going to be that bloody missile launcher, isn't it? And it's going to be like, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff, I think, with that particular figure. So very excited to see what Scrap Iron's all about. And also Grunt was an interesting choice. I think Grunt also kind of, ticks and, Eduardo, yes, sorry. Eduardo's come up with a very good point here. Grunt to go with Rock and Roll, Shipwreck, Snow Job, and Torpedo are serious check marks on a lot of people's list, your list especially, Eduardo. But yeah, absolutely. I think with Grunt, there's a big kind of like there's a good reason for a lot of this. I think for one, obviously Grunt is his own character, and they're not going to do him as an army builder. Of course they're not. But you could argue he could turn into like effectively a green shirt for G.I. Joe classified army builders. And with the fact that you could like take the head off and put other heads on, there's an opportunity there, I think, to almost make this Grunt an army builder. I think people are going to buy him like an army builder. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Jeremy, yes, the drone concept Lenny talked about did sound cool. Absolutely. What up, Marauder Ruben? Scrap Iron with Salamander. I like that. I like the thought of him coming with a giant salamander that fires missiles. Really cool. So lots of cool stuff coming out of this particular reveal of characters. A few people agree with me. Grunt could be used for army building, absolutely. Again, as well, a Punk with Toys is like, how is that Grunt's thumb not broken? Yeah, you can thank Carson's 3D Joes, obviously, for the images here. Shout out to Carson and 3D Joes. Like he needs a shout out, but he will get one anyway. But yes, stolen blatantly from 3D Joes. We have an understanding. It's fine. But yes, the in terms of Grunt, I do obviously, like I said, there's a character there, but fits, ticks loads of boxes. OG-13, as Marauder Ruben has just mentioned there, and also see all the OG-13. Yeah, Grunt, was it Breaker, Snake Eyes? Who else have we got? Well, Stalker. Anyway, we're getting closer on. They're building that team up pretty quickly, which I'm excited about. Rock and Roll as well. Yeah, he's another one that they've mentioned, which we don't know what version it is yet, but very likely they're going to go V1, aren't they? At this rate, as much as I would love a V2, it does look like the OG-13 are being catered to as quickly as they can possibly get them out. So that's pretty awesome. Now, what else am I going on about here? So anyway, yeah, really good pre-pipeline. I think pipeline reveals the digital renders. Maybe this, I've forgotten already. I've already forgotten. Yes, Marauder Ruben, Hawk, Zap, Short Fuse. I'm talking about what we have at the moment in terms of classified in the OG-13. But yes, there's lots of cool. There's still plenty of OG-13 they've got to do. You could argue Scarlet again. Yeah, Stalker's come in, absolutely. Hello, X Factor 17. How you doing? We've got the movie tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully going to be seeing that tomorrow. And of course, on Saturday, I'm going for both screenings because, absolute fanboy. Yes, so that was the kind of the development reveals, I'm going to start calling them. But Scrap Iron and Grunt get added to that massive list now, which is Consult's notes, is growing to, what is it now? Shipwreck, Rock and Roll, Copperhead, Torpedo, Snow Job, Tunnel Rat, Scrap Iron, Grunt. Whew. Nice. So that was that. Then let's go into the next phase of the Instagram Live. I should also mention as well, while we're here, there's some other news there's been news breaking all day, and usually I'd be dropping news bursts left, right, and center, but that isn't really how I do things anymore. I just drop in news bursts randomly. But we, you know, and I haven't got any images for this, but the Yojoejune Minimate Series 2 carded box set popped up, thanks to His Tank for their dropping that information. And there was something else that happened as well, which I've completely blanked on because, you know, I've got too much to do at the moment, and I'm getting overwhelmed. What was it? Oh, the Viper 3-pack has started showing up in España. I got a message from my Spanish brethren as well about things like that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. That's very awesome. But anyway, yeah. So that happened kind of before the stream. The Viper 3-pack is in hand in Spain, and hit the Minimates stuff. You can go check that out. We've posted it on the Facebook page. I'm not going to go into it now. It's not worth it, really, is it? So yeah, let's move on to the next item, which was the Stinger. Now, if you'd have been a patron of our wonderful show, you'd have known about Scrap Iron for one thing, but you'd have also known about this. Yes, the O-ring Cobra Stinger with driver. We've known about this for a long time. We've known this has been coming due to some like pretty tasty intel that came across our desk. But yeah, so I was really intrigued as to, you know, whether it would actually come to fruition or not. And lo and behold, it came to fruition. So yeah, the Stinger with O-ring. I think they're calling it the Cobra Officer, but it's effectively the Stinger driver, isn't it? Let me just double check what they call it. Yeah, they call it Cobra Officer on Pulse. You know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, awesome. Glad they're doing this. It's a bit different. They've kind of gone a little bit of a different like direction than I think most people expected. And also the fact they kind of like pulled this out without any leaks or anywhere. That was also awesome. Again, I said, like, you know, if you'd been a patron, you'd have known about it. But in terms of like the actual full-on leak and everyone knows about it, very well to kind of keep that under wraps, Hasbro. They did really well there. And yeah, it was kind of a nice surprise for a lot of people. This does open the door for a lot of things, I guess, like, you know, a lot of vehicles, a lot of, you know, slightly different characters maybe on the horizon. I was actually talking with the presenters about this earlier in the day and kind of saying how cool would it have been for them to, in order to get over that core character hump, which I feel like the Stinger isn't really in. I mean, it is and it isn't, but it's not, it's recognizable, it's iconic, but it's not one of those things that we've had time and time again that we're a little bit like, you know, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, oh, we've already had that, or we've had that recently, or so I'm quite happy that we're getting this. And I was talking to the guy saying, how cool would it have been in order to get over that core character hump that they'd have brought out like, you know, like a set, like a Joe's main characters kind of set versus a Cobra's main characters kind of, like two sets. But then, like, you know, that kind of started, you know, following the HasLab, which is pretty cool because it has loads of, you know, really quirky things in there, like a Night Force Ripcord and Pilot Scarlet and Wayne Ruthell, aka Failsafe. really had to think about that. I'll get there eventually. I really like that code name, by the way. I think Failsafe's really dope. Anyway, yeah, so really cool, really interesting that they've gone with the Stinger, and I'm happy about that. And Jeremy's saying, like, you know, the Vamp isn't far off. Adrian McCarthy, hello. Hey, Adrian, saying Tiger Sting, absolutely. Anyway, yeah, so really, really, really cool. And I'm happy they've done it. I'm happy this is the direction they've gone in for this particular release. It gives us a little bit something else, a little bit different. And Adam, hi Adam, the Stinger is my favorite pre-paint so far. I get what you're saying. I get it. Yes, and Ritz, it does say the Cobra Officer. I totally, 100% know what you're saying. I'm just so used to it being the Cobra Stinger driver. And I know it doesn't say that on the file card. I know that I think it's more of a semantics thing in terms of how they're marketing it. Obviously, whatever it says on the file card is whatever it says on the file card, vintage and the same now. What I mean is, like, I see it as a Stinger and a Stinger driver. That's what I'm getting at. And it's just, you know, the habit of saying that over and over again, as opposed to calling it the Cobra Officer. I know what you're saying, and I know that's what the vintage says, but I'm not really explaining myself very well, but it doesn't matter. Toy Bounty Hunter pre-ordered 4 stingers with 2 accounts. I like your thinking, getting around the system. And then I put that up there, and then Hasbro find out. And then okay. Hello, Renegade Biker. Hello, Fearcore. Yeah, thanks for all your comments, guys. I can't get to all of them. I will keep moving on this stinger, though. Very nice. Now, Lenny said that it was re-engineered, didn't he? So that this is all. I guess this is like a brand new thing. I don't think they're reusing any tooling from what they had previously. I don't think they have any tooling to reuse anymore, honestly. Hello, Thomas Donaldson. Thanks for the comment. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that thing I was just talking about. In terms of this, I'm glad it's like a little re-engineering going on here. And the packaging, as we all, I think what I would have expected here. And I think the reverse packaging is the vintage, isn't it? I want to say, other than the file card, which is like all over the place. It's just like, just throw all of the words on there and change the shape and all it. But you know, it is what it is. I totally understand that. But yeah, I think they're using. I think that's the vintage figure that they're using on the reverse. Might be the vintage vehicle on the reverse. Not sure. I think it is though. Anyway, love the box. It is what it is, and it's cool. And you can go and get that. And there he is. With his tiny, I love that image. It looks like he's got the tiniest eyes. He looks like Millhouse when he takes his glasses off, doesn't he? Kind of like tiny eyes. But yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm into it, and I'm glad that the O-Ring crew are getting something slightly different too. I'm feeling it. Also, I do have to say that the Stinger, it's one of those vehicles that I've always loved because obviously it has a pretty strong Action Force. International Heroes connection, and with that era in like '87, we had the Stinger was on everything. It was on like again merchandise. It was the vehicles. The toy was available in the UK. It was on loads of comics. It was in the commercials as well. There was a commercial for it. So yeah, I'm really into it, and so I'm happy it's happening. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's the Stinger Driver Officer as opposed to the Stinger Driver Trooper. Yes, Malcolm, yes, the Stinger is a pre-order. Link in the description, actually, of this video. You can just go straight to Hasbro Pulse, its main page there as well. Yeah, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Not bad price-wise. What, like 39, was it? 39.99? 33.99. It's not even as expensive as I imagined it to be. So yeah, good price for that. Like that. Okay. Ritz is saying the vintage file card was the Cobra Stinger driver. Now I thought it was the Cobra officer. I did think it was that. So I stand corrected. And that's probably why I've been calling him a Stinger driver this entire time. Totally fine. Sean, this is the type of packaging you would like for classified. Shame it won't happen. Well, I don't know. I kind of like that Classified has that artist collection because it gives loads of like artists the opportunity to do their own take on G.I. Joe characters. So I'm somewhat kind of happy with it. But again, you're not, and I'm not saying you're not valid for not having that feeling. I'm just saying from my personal opinion, I kind of like the fact we get that Classified, take on each individual character. But no, so yeah, I'm sorry that you're not happy. With it we don't get this kind of stuff on Classified, although it would get a little bit like, I don't know, I feel like I get a little bit burnt out with the black background explosion, as much as I love the artwork from Garrido and Hart and Norum and all of the guys that were involved in doing the beautiful card art for the vintage era. I do like to see new things with new lines, so at least we're getting that artwork repurposed and reutilized within this retro and O-Ring series. Anyway, Millhouse Viper variant, says Jeremy Kimberlin. Yep, absolutely. And his eyes look so tiny. They also look quite close together on that figure there. Yeah, Toy Bounty Hunter says, I love how the Stinger looks different enough that scalpers can't pull a fast one and claim it's a vintage one on eBay. Totally. That's always been a problem, hasn't it? Dreadnought Ground Assault repaint, absolutely, Jeremy. All in for that, 100%. Robert H. All this Stinger talk has made me realize that it's weird that the Tiger Sting doesn't come with the driver because vehicles of that size were still packed with them at the time. Yeah, Night Force had the same scenario, didn't it? I know that the Tiger, obviously the Tiger Rat came with Sky Striker, the character, but the Tiger Sting, the Tiger Shark, the Tiger, all those other vehicles didn't have them, did they? No, like, and Night Force also didn't have any drivers, and they're some massive vehicles. So yeah, yeah, that's a realization I've felt for a long time. It's a presence I haven't felt for since. I can't remember what it says now. Tags Media says easy pass for me. Totally cool, man. I know you're more into other things within the G.I. Joe line, so I understand why you're not going for that one. Renegade Biker says, I wonder what would happen, Chris, if I turn the Stinger into a remote-controlled vehicle for either the new one or the vintage one. What would happen is you'd have a very cool remote-controlled Stinger vehicle, is what would happen, Renegade. Thank you, Phil. It's Cobra Stinger driver, codename the enemy on the 84 figure. Thank you very much for that. Not really upset. I pretty much open. Not really upset. I pretty much open most anyway. Well, that's good. That's good, Sean. I'm glad. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Actually, that is a good point from Vegaman0619. Great price point for a vehicle with one figure, but why are two figures priced higher than this? I don't know. I'm not sure why the Duke and Cobra Commander set was so high compared to this. It was ridiculously high, wasn't it? Especially in the UK. I feel like the UK price was redonkulous. Anyway, yeah. Neil Hill says, I need my O-ring ketchup and mustard, Chris. Yes, the pit crew, absolutely. I think we all want that. I think it'll happen, honestly. Thank you, Malcolm. That's literally what Vader says. You nailed it. It's a presence I haven't felt since. I should just end the stream like that, shouldn't I? Like Vader just walks away. Like, what was he doing? And no one says anything. They don't even look at each other. Like, is he going to finish his sentence? Like, is he going to tell us? Anyway. Oh yeah, Frostbite did have, yes, the Tiger Cat did have one from Toy Batman. Yes, he did. Frostbite came with the Tiger Cat, but there wasn't one for the Sting. There wasn't one for the Shark. There wasn't. Yeah, interesting. Good point. It was so random. Okay, right. Let's move on then to the next point I was going to make, which is Duke, Tiger Force Duke, and the Tiger Force Ram. Now we knew this was coming based on the digital render reveals from, like we guessed, I should say. We guessed this was going to be. Although I did think it was a pre-order because Emily did say 2 pre-orders on last week's stream, so I was surprised that this wasn't up for pre-order on Target. But also, I'm not surprised. What does that even mean? I am surprised. I'm not surprised anymore because I've said not surprised so many times. I can't even think. Anyway, because I kind of expected Target to put this up for pre-order today. So I was kind of, but again, having not had the information prior, which again, we are privy to a lot of information early and in advance. So I was kind of confused, is what I should say, that this wasn't up for pre-order, but also not confused because we didn't have the information that he was going up for pre-order, if that makes sense. Have I made sense at this point? Probably not. Anyway, I'm digging how Duke looks. I'm digging how the Tiger Force Ram looks. That's all that really needs to be said. He gets Stalker's rifle. I'm up for it. I'm down for this deco, and is there much else to say on it, really? Probably not. Jeremy says, it sounds like Target dropped the ball on the pre-order. Could have been. Very, very much so. Because again, with Emily kind of saying it last week, it's almost like yeah. Although then again, like I said, we didn't get the advanced warning that this was coming as a pre-order. And we do often get that advanced warning. So I wasn't, it could very well just been a mistake, a miss, that Emily misspoke last week. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We know it's coming, and we know we're going to get it at some point. So keep an eye out on those particular pre-orders. As soon as we know, we will, as soon as we know officially, we will spread the word. But you guys usually know around the same time I know, and then I put it out. But you already know from other sources anyway. So I'll keep saying Let's have, yeah, that's a good point, actually, Ritz. There was no, let's click on your comment. There was no Pick a Duke firing his big red Gatling gun. Yeah, that like there was with Breaker. Yeah. Anyway, some gorgeous pictures, some like action, dynamic shots as always. I love the dive shots. The guys do an amazing job on that. Duke looks dope again, and he gets Stalker's rifle in much the same way as the original homage. Like the original homage there is the Tiger Force figure did as well. So that's awesome. Yeah, very cool. There's another one like cheekily looking through his binos with his sexy Tiger Force ram in the background. Anyway, Vegaman0619 says, missed opportunity. Sergeant Slaughter should have been number 40 in honor of the 40th anniversary, especially with them coming back in the G.I. Joe this year and with the release of the movie for the 35th. Yeah, that would have been cool. Who knows what we can expect next week? There's more to come. So, there might be more still by the end of next week. There might be more reveals of the Sarge figure. They might go up for pre-order. Well, no, they probably won't because it's going to be over SDCC, they said, didn't they? Who knows? We might just get more information about the Sarge figure. Who knows? More images. That's what I want to see. Excuse me. Why do they keep forgetting the Ram had side ammo saddle boxes? The beauty of gaming. I don't know. I think they just designed it that way, didn't they, for the new one? It was probably costed out, honestly. Who knows? That would be pretty cool. The Python Patrol Ram would be nice, Adrian. Yeah, but although I could see them probably doing like a Dreadnought one and then moving away from the Ram. How do I get the Stinger being in Australia? Says M Nop. You might have to get it via like an independent retailer who gets that kind of stock, or the secondary market, which sucks. But I can't really see unless there's, because I don't know if there's I'm guessing independent retailers, but I don't know what the independent retailer scenario looks like in Australia. Unfortunately, I'm not sorry. I can't help you on that one. I feel rubbish and useless for you. I'm very sorry. I'm not reading that, Neil. Yes, Toys of the Jedi. Thanks for the comment as well. Loving the Tiger Force deco here. Works well, and good to hear Lenny explain why the Tiger Jaws weren't on the front. Yeah. Also, I kind of feel like that was an obvious thing as well. Like when I look at that vehicle, like there's not enough surface area to really give it a nice, clean, Tiger face tampo. But the way it's done, that it makes sense to me that it goes there. I know it doesn't necessarily it kind of makes the bike look like it's got a massive nose, but at the same time, I think he did it the right way in terms of where it's placed, and it looks great. Like it looks beautiful. Thanks, Philip. Sorry, it's doing that thing where it skips all your comments when I'm trying to read them. Yeah, the fog looks cool, doesn't it, Malcolm? It's very cool. Yeah, Eduardo, yep, the same as Stalkers, the one that Duke came with originally. Absolutely, yep. Yeah, loving the reason they included it. Absolutely. Robert H. This release is going to make Duke a more common figure for me to grab when I just want to mess around with classified figures. I like the original Duke a lot, but Tiger Force is too cool. I really just like this figure. I'm going to be getting this figure 100%. Like I'm a Tiger Force. What's the word? Mark, basically. So I'm going to be getting it. Yes, Adam, sadly, no helmet. I kind of feel like this was a good opportunity for them to do something along the lines that they've been doing in the retro card back series with Gung Ho and Lady J. Get him some maybe I don't know, a different classic design, but in the helmet as well. But at the end of the day as well, and brown hair, Adrian McCarthy, yeah. I definitely also think they should have given him brown hair. Yes. So to answer both your questions, or not answer, there's no questions here, but to talk on your points, Adam and Adrian, I'm also sad there's no helmet, and I'm also sad he doesn't have brown hair. Funny that, isn't it? But again, decisions are being made based on like deco as well and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Who knows? But I think I would have really preferred a helmet and brown hair minimum. Minzies. Hello, James, aka Ratface44. No, there wasn't a Tiger Force Ram in the vintage line, Renegade. I never said there was. You might have got me mixed up in saying other things there about the vintage line having other vehicles. When we were talking about the Tiger Cat, the Shark, they didn't come with drivers, is what we were talking about. I never said at any point there was a Ram cycle in the vintage line, because I know there wasn't a Ram cycle in the vintage line. I'm wondering when the Python Patrol figures are going to be released, says Grant Moynier / Ruby Tarn Prime. Well, they should be. I mean, I have two of them right here, not to rub it in, but they should be on their way soon for those that have pre-ordered, because they've gone out of, this is the Bat and the Viper. They should be on their way very soon to people, because they should have been distributed from in the US now. So very soon is the answer to that. Yes, I did, Adrian. I did see the Dreadnought Ram the guys from SoCal Joe Show did, and it looked awesome with that monkey wrench figure as well. Very, very cool. Shout out to SoCal Joe Show. So I'm not, mate. I feel even worse now because you're saying thank you for answering, or at least having a go. I feel even more useless. I feel what's worse than useless? There's lots of answers to that. But Mnop, I'm sorry, buddy, and I hope you do get it. I really do hope you get it. I do. Again, I said, if you know any independent retailers in Australia, you possibly, like I said, I think secondary market. I think Hasbro are working towards getting Hasbro Pulses globally, but it's taking time, and I don't know the reasons for that because I'm not on the inside in that sense. But I think there's one in Germany now, I believe. Obviously the UK one. There's obviously the US one. They kind of need to do a Canadian one. They need to do a Canadian one as well, and also Australia. They need to do a whole global scenario, don't they? The beauty of gaming is saying they're probably saving all our missing bits for a classified style accessories pack 1 to 3, like the vintage line had. That would be cool, actually. Beauty of gaming that could then work with those particular figures you're dealing with. Yeah, totally. Gridiron is a good one to talk about as well, aren't they, Agent Chuckles? Yes, Gridiron's helmets look great on Duke. Gridiron do some amazing stuff. Shout out to Gridiron, definitely. Oh, thank you, Adrian. You don't have to say that, but you know that by saying it, you're going to get put on the screen. What else can we talk about Duke? We can talk about the packaging, the packaging. Malcolm says, Diagnostic 80 will never be rubbish and useless, maybe trashy and lacking, but that's as far as it goes. That is the best underhanded compliment I've ever had, Malcolm. I love it. Trashy and lacking. I'm definitely taking that as my description on Instagram from now on. X Factor 17 is actually the first classified item you're passing on. I'm just not digging it, and the only thing I really want is Duke's gun. That's a lot of money to pay for a gun, X Factors. I understand. Toy Bounty Hunter, I will answer this question for you. Kind of off topic, but weren't we supposed to be getting 2 more retro carded classified figures? Thought there were 8 in total. We've only had 6. Yes, we are, but the likelihood we're going to see them in Yojoejune is low because it's a Walmart exclusive. Walmart reveal those particular figures either by putting them on shelves, which is hilarious, or by doing their Walmart Collector-Con. So it will be, those 2 figures are still on the list for reveals. They're not officially revealed yet as to who they are, but they will be coming, and it will probably more than likely be during Walmart Collector-Con, which I think the first one is usually in July. They have I feel like they have a couple. They have a summery one, and they might already have had that. And then they have a wintry one. So if we've already had the summery one and I'm just forgetting, which could happen because I can't keep all this information in my mind. It is bonkers, the amount of information we have to keep now in our heads for G.I. Joe. then we'll have to wait probably for the winter one. But we will be getting them, and the last two will be coming. So yeah, I don't think we'll be getting them in Yojoejune though. Toy Bounty Hunter for that reason. I hope that explains it. That's the best I could do on that one. G.I. Joes don't wear helmets, says Checkpoint Alpha. Some of them do, but I get what you're saying. He doesn't have to. He's running this Duke, isn't it? He can do what he wants. Oh, that's a good shout, Ritz. Maybe Breaker's helmet might fit on Duke. I've got a spare Breaker, so I might try that when with my other Duke. I should just try the Breaker helmet that's in front of me. Well, in front of me on my Duke, which is also in front of me over there. I'll do that just to see. Talking Joe's on the show. How you doing, Mark? Didn't they mention the hair color on the last stream when they first revealed Duke? Yes, they did. I think they wanted to balance consistency of Duke being blonde with the brown hair of the original Tiger. They did absolutely mention that. I just personally wanted them to do something different. I wanted them to go in a different direction. They did mention that. They've explained why. What I'm saying is my personal preference is I'd like it if they like. I would have liked them to have messed up the trooper officer Python Patrol names again, like the originals did. I think that would have been hilarious. But yeah, I get it. Totally get it. Eduardo, he would be bleaching his hair, yeah, and I'd say he'd be bleaching his hair, because yeah, he'd have like unless he'd be more likely dyeing his blonde hair brown. Yeah, dirtier blonde. It is going to be dirtier blonde. I still want it to be brown. J Mac, I'm so late. Don't worry, mate. I haven't said anything of importance. I'm just literally reacting to the reveals for today. Artwork, really cool. Love that box art. Really dynamic. Also, do you like the fact that there's a HISS tank blowing up in the background? I mean, there's a lot of hints going on for next week, isn't there? There's a lot of hints. The render, actually, someone mentioned that the render looks quite funny on the box art. It looks like he's so much big, like too big for the vehicle on there. But I do love this packaging, and I'm into this. I'm into the non-plastic now. I've come to terms with it, guys. I'm not gonna hate on it. I can't really, and I love the fact that the art gets such a bigger space to operate in now. I do like that. And then on the back, yeah, we've got the render, and it does look like Krusty on that tiny motor, that tiny bicycle, and Homer when Homer has to take over as Krusty on the bicycle and do the loop for the Mafia. I can't believe I said that sentence, but that's what happens in that episode. I love the art, says Absorb Vids. Awesome. Malcolm, Yojoejune has been pretty great this year, in my opinion. It's been awesome. Like, we've had so many reveals, so many character reveals, so many reveals, so many digital rendery things, so many Dio shots and pre-orders. It's been packed, and there's more to come. And by the sounds of it, a pretty stonking end sequence. So yeah, I'm with you, Malcolm. It's been absolutely. I'm saying Malcolm. Is it Malcham or Malcham or Malcam? I don't know. If I'm saying it wrong, just let me know. But yeah, I've been loving it too, mate. Totally. I dig these streams. I love when Lenny and Emily do them. It's great. Talking Joe, what's Kate cooking today? Beep beep beep. I like Kate, and a lol in the background as well. Yeah, it's pizza tonight, guys, and and Kate makes an astonishing pizza. So I can't wait. I think there's like meat on it. You know, our meat, our impossible meat. There's what else is on there, honey? That's really it. Cheese and meat. Fake cheese and fake meat. Can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be lovely. And I imagine some other bits, right? Like some. No, is that it? That's it. Meat and cheese. Disappointing? No, not at all. I just ranch dressing as well. So why are we talking about this? Honey, it's going to be amazing. I love your cooking. You know I do. Yes, Stephen, it is a hiss blowing up in the background of the artwork. So again, another massive hint. I'm sure that wasn't what they planned. Well, no, maybe it was what they planned. But this is like 40. This is like number 40. This is like what they've been planning this for a long time, and it just, it's taken a while to come out. That's the box number, isn't it? So I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, it could just be coinky dink. It could just be awesome that they've timed it to have the HISS tank You know, because we know it's coming, guys. We know it's a Hiss Tank HasLab. Come on. Or why am I even like tiptoeing around it? We know what's coming. Robert H says every Hasbro team says they want to do accessory packs, but the only one that's been able to do it is Transformers, and they had to sell it with a figure. Yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't know what's on the horizon in terms of accessory packs. It's something that I haven't really heard a lot of noise about within Hasbro, let alone from the fandom. I know the fandom want it. Adam Drake, good point, mate. Absolutely well made. Gridiron stuff is great, but paying more to outfit a figure than the figure costs isn't for me. Totally understand. I'm just like shouting out, Gridiron make amazing things, but yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money, isn't it? That kind of stuff. It just is what it is, I guess. James actually liking the artwork more than the clear plastic package. I think I do too, actually. I feel like when it's a clear plastic package, I feel like it needs to have a slip cover. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's missing something. So it doesn't feel complete. So this, at least, yeah, I get like a bit more closure with it. No pun intended. Oh, I'm glad, Toy Bounty Hunter. Now I feel better about myself. I don't feel as, what did you call it? Who did someone call it? Trashy and, I can't remember what the other one was now. Lacking. Trashy and lacking. I'll take it though. And I'm glad I've explained that for you. Sorry, talking about Duke again. Sorry. And then this little image at the end, because I wanted to show this. Shout out to Emily and Lenny again. Love these guys so much. They've kind of become low-key friends of mine as well, which is great. But yeah, they pulled out the what they called the weapons crates for this one. So I like that we're seeing more of these now, and that's going to be something I'm going to really look forward to with these figures, is the weapons crates. So I just wanted to show that image because that was also shown when they were kind of showing the interior. I'll keep saying showing. I've got pizza. I mean, that looks amazing. Thank you, guys. Look at this. Can I show that sliding off the page? Look at that. It's got like a drizzle of like this ranch dressing, this homemade ranch dressing. It's unreal. Oh, I'm going to eat that later though, because I don't want to annoy everyone on screen like I always do. Absorb Vids is feeling the new packaging. Samesies, I have to say. Action Force helmets also fit on Duke too. That's good to know. Thank you, guys. What do I think about the leaks, says J-Mac. What leaks are we talking about, bud? I might be behind the times at the moment with what's going on. Could you tell me what you mean about that? Or do you mean, let me know what you're actually describing there. Do you mean leaks in general? Because they drive me mad. They genuinely drive me mad. I like, again, I do get a lot of information early. And with that information, I don't disperse it, in the general terms. So it does bug me when that stuff does get out ahead of time, like to kind of spoil reveals. But it's part and parcel of the game in a way, isn't it? Like it's been happening for eons, centuries. It's been happening since the before 4 times. So it's something I've kind of gotten used to, but it does bug me a little bit. Well, the next 2 reveals are not Cobras, Jesus. It's Scrap Iron and Grunt. So, unless that's what you're talking about, are you talking about the kind of pre-pipeline reveals, Scrap Iron and Grunt? Because, yeah, it's one of each in that sense. J-Mac misses the plastic. Oh, I miss plastic. Sorry, it's done that thing where it skips loads of comments again. It drives me mad. Okay, sorry, I've missed a load of comments. I apologize, but I'm kind of forced to on the way that this works. For some reason, I'm scrolling through and then it just literally just zips to the end and it drives me mad. I'm saying it right, Malcolm. I'm glad. Thank you. Talking to the art has a big explosion in the background. Old school. It certainly does. Sorry, I'm just going back to make sure I've caught everyone's comments and I'll try and get to everyone's before the end of the stream. Apologies. Maybe he did. Maybe Duke ran out of hair bleach in the jungle, says James Howlett. Agent chuckles. Hawk's hair color may break the internet. My goodness, it might do, Agent. Yeah, just have multiple heads, which I think some of you have said on here. Over on the Talking Joe Facebook, GOJ said, thanks to Hasbro, I'm now officially pre-poor. I'm not poor now, but when all the pre-orders are released, I will be. It's a very good point. Oh, thank you, honey. I've got an extra bit of pizza coming. Supplementary pizza. I like it. And it's got its own plate, a tinier plate to supplement the bigger plate of pizza. I love that. Thank you, honey. None of that saving plates in this house. No, none of that. Yeah, brilliant. J-Mac, I missed the plastic, but the artwork is dope. 100%. 100%. I don't know who's done that artwork yet, because obviously we don't have the full reveal yet. And I don't think, hang on, actually, let me just double check, because I know we get an email about it sometimes. And I have. Does it say who's done the artist work? The artist work? I'm looking. Yes. No, that's something else. Designed by artist David Marquez. Yes, it's David Marquez. The packaging features custom art that provides a unique style to the yeah. It's David Marquez. Thank you, Hasbro, for emailing me the information and for me to have the wherewithal to know that information was at hand. Yes, lacking a little bit there. I'm so tired right now. I just want to go to bed. I want to eat my food and go to bed, but I have to do this. Oh, Ritz, it's going to be huge next week, mate. It's going to be massive. I can't wait. I'm so excited for how they're going to reveal all this stuff. I'm so excited. Oh, that's a good shout, Baumer. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if Hasbro started giving us fold-out paper dioramas with the plastic-free packaging. Absolutely. That's definitely something I think should definitely be included. Yeah. Yeah, Retro Boy 1357 says, looks like he's riding a kid's big wheel. It's definitely a bit too small looking. It's on the render, isn't it? It's certainly like, it's not the case in reality and from the Dio shots, but the render definitely has that vibe. Jeremy, Chris, favorite pizza toppings combo. That's a good shout. Honestly, anything Kate makes is incredible. We had, this is going to make people like want to hate me for the rest of my life. I'm a big fan of Bubby's pickle chips. You know those, like, you know, the kind of like the pickles sliced into little like butter chips, I think they're called. Like, so it's pickles, like, but they're sweet and they're like, you know, chopped into little pickles. Anyway, I love those. Kate made me a pizza once of all pickles, and it was like, it broke the internet. We posted it. I posted it on, like, you know, online or whatever, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? An all pickle pizza. It was amazing. It was amazing. And it was on a barbecue sauce base. Just saying, it was one of the most delightful things that has ever gone into my mouth. We've also had, Kitty said, I want to say we've had mac and cheese pizza, honey. We've had a mac and cheese pizza, haven't we? Yeah, mac and cheese pizza was outstanding and nearly put us into comas. It was that good. But yeah, I like all sorts. Not like licorice all sorts. You only understand that if you're from the UK. But Jeremy, yeah, like, mate, it's hard to say because Kate just makes something new each time, and it always takes over as my favorite. Oh, I will say though, I am loving, Jeremy, the Reuben pizza that we get from Garden Grill. That is divine. It has like the Reuben filling that you get in a Reuben sandwich on a pizza, and it is unreal. Yeah, so that I forget about that. I forget about food when Kate brings me new food. That's what happens. Absorbvid says Yojoejune is great. Plus, we get more of your streams. That sounds all like really gross as well, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm urinating everywhere. But no, I'm glad, Absorbvid. I'm glad you're enjoying my streams as well. that makes it sound even worse, doesn't it? Mate, Malcolm, it's good. Impossible ranch dressing pizza. It's incredible. And impossible meat and cheese and tomato puree, or, you know, tomato paste based. It's glorious. Hello, Droz. Sorry you're a bit late on this one. I'm actually going to be... Do you know what? Let's move into the one screen scenario as the beeps happen. Yo! So I'm back into this screen. What have we got? I'm trying to catch up with everyone's comments as well. Sorry, I'm so useless when I'm tired. Oh, X Factor 17. I was thinking / hoping we would see Serpentor during Yojoejune, but it seems that we'll get the classified Hiss Lab as the grand finale next week. Looking forward to ordering Sarge and Mindbender soon. Do you know what? I don't think it would be beyond the realms of possibility that they did the HASLab or the HISLab, which you're calling it, which is genius, and some other kind of reveals. And I think it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility that Serpentor might be one of those reveals, because obviously we've had a lot of kind of hints as well that Serpentor might be getting some sort of reveal during Yojoejune. Him or Nemesis Enforcer, the way that Lenny was talking about Sarge having someone to punch, which is a bit harsh, wasn't it? But yeah. Toy Bounty Hunter with the comment of the night. All these hints turn out to be a red herring, and we get a classified radar rat. Please and thank you. I'm not even attempting it because I always get it wrong. And even though you told me how to pronounce it, I'm an idiot, and I apologize. Senaba. Is it Senaba? Senabot? I'm just awful. I'm an awful human being. I'll look at our private message after this probably and still forget. Do you all want a more classic grunt and scrap iron or something newer and updated? I think I want scrap iron to be similar but with some updates. And I think with grunt, he needs to have a little bit more to him, like Breaker does. That's what I would suggest for me personally. That's what I want to see. RKW1138, you're saying he's confirmed it. He's confirmed his tank. What color do we expect? Well, black. I just expect a black his tank. They've got to go with iconic, haven't they? Iconography first. Oh yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, I suppose the Viper 3 pack does have an accessory pack, effectively. Yeah, with the blasts. Yeah. Donald, I feel bad for Lenny and Emily always having to apologize for the distribution. I know they want product as much as us. Yeah, and it's not really their fault either. They're the public-facing people of the brand, but they're not in charge of distribution. Emily's not there, like, you know, getting the paperwork ready for at the port. She ain't doing that. Like, yeah, it's like she coordinates a lot of the stuff for the brand, but, you know, that isn't her deal. It's certainly not Lenny's job. Is it? He's the blooming designer. But yeah, I do feel bad for them, definitely. I don't even think they need to say anything at this point. We know what the problem is. And just people kind of, you know, moaning about it and saying that, they're lying or whatever. Like, come on, it is what it is. Like, it's life. They'll come eventually. You'll get them eventually, and you'll be happy when they come, and then you'll be on to the next thing immediately. So, you know, just get on with life and enjoy yourself, and then be happy when they show up, is what I would say. That's my advice to everybody. Talking Joe, they would have to go real fancy deluxe with Serpentor, or maybe the Air Chariot. I would expect they would, and I would expect that's what they would do. And you never know, that could be what we see next week. I didn't Checkpoint Alpha. I didn't see that. I didn't see it that way about the package, but I think you're right about the art. Yeah, like I feel like when, like as much as I love that, the Snake Eyes and Timber and the Breaker and Baroness with the coil and Crocmaster with Fiona, I feel like it needs a slip cover. And because again, it feels like you've just taken that off, and because I feel like it needs to be like covered. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. That's me from like kind of like that NECA, seeing NECA stuff on the shelves and stuff. Because you'd have always like a little window that would open up to expose the plastic window and figure. I mean, sorry, Renegade Biker. Yeah, I was wondering if you can address the Tiger Force Ram cycle to Lenny and Emily when you talk to them and see if they can start making actual Tiger Force vehicles and not some one-off vehicles. Again, they're making decisions based on budget. He even said on the stream, he went into a lot more detail than I thought he ever would about the budget for the brand, and that they are working within that kind of framework, and they have to make decisions that they're not necessarily like happy with. They have to make those kind of like compromises, and one of those compromises is, something like, let's repaint the Ram and make that a Tiger Force vehicle because we don't have the budget to do a Ferret or something else. So Yeah, that I mean, I have actually discussed that with them in the past. I've talked about, will we be getting other Tiger Force vehicles? I've actually said, I think I said that on the last interview I did with them. But yeah, you're going to get the same answer, I'm afraid, dude, and you're going to get basically what Lenny said on that stream about the budget. Eventually, we probably will start seeing vehicles if it's doing well enough and distribution gets sorted out. I think once distribution gets sorted out, I think like we'll start seeing a bit more, smooth operation within, getting a figure, getting a reveal, all that good stuff. But in like a nice spaced out time period, rather than like, pre-order figure, digital reveal, pre-order figure. You know what I'm getting at. Hopefully it'll get sorted eventually. Well, sure. Are you saying that like I can say it because I have these figures at hand? I still don't have Outback, still don't have Baroness Retro, Lady J Retro. There's a lot of figures I don't have either. But by the time they get distributed in the US, it won't have been that long since I had them, that you guys have them. It is what it is, isn't it? Really, I got mine from the UK. I paid to have mine shipped from the United Kingdom. You didn't. Sorry. And I paid more for it. Eduardo, so now the others I like to check mark are Doc, Airborne, Blowtorch, Mutton Junkyard, Law and Order, Spearhead and Max, and Ambush. All great characters. And all would love to see them in the line 100%. Tomax, yeah, Tomax has just come through. Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw someone post about Tomax coming through as well. In where was that? Mate, I can't remember where it was, but someone messaged me and said, "Look, Tomax is already in hand." Crazy. Right, I think I'm going to just call it a night and have some food. Snow Serpents, Jesus, mate, it's not. I have a feeling we'll be seeing them at some point. Not necessarily in Yojoejune, but that is an iconic figure that needs to be done. Anyway, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and have my pizza. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with everyone again. Hope everyone is doing well in general. Hope everyone is having a good time of it. If you're not, that sucks. And also, I hope this stream goes somewhere to help with anything like that. Not that it can really in the grand scheme, but I hope you're doing well out there, guys. Anyway, was it Poland? Wow, that's where the Tomax figure was found. Man, we're getting some random countries getting fulfillment first, aren't we? It's crazy. Anyway, it's been a pleasure as always. I will see you guys. Well, I don't know what's going to happen with the movie thing tomorrow. We'll be seeing it. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing like a reaction to it necessarily. You've all seen the movie, I'd imagine. But anyway, those are going to Joe Fest. Have a great time. Those who are watching the movie tomorrow, have a great time. I'll do like a little post, maybe not something ridiculous. Or is it Spain again, Neil? Okay, I know Spain was the Viper 3-pack. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place at the moment, aren't I? I'm ending now. Right. I will probably see you again in some sort of little mini format as a nice reaction to seeing the film in the theaters for the first time since never. So that would be great on tomorrow night. And then depending on any other news that pops up in that time, we might be doing a news burst. We'll see. If I don't see you guys at all for another news burst this week, I'll see you on Saturday. I'll be going solo for the weekly because Pat's off in, enjoying himself and Joe Fest. But let's hope everything goes to plan. Guys, enjoy whatever you're doing tonight. Enjoy your food, whatever you're having. And I will see you on the next one. After 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. I'll be checking later.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/The Full Force, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.